am back again. This is Cindy DiCIanni with ReMax SL, and we're here today with Linda Proper with Chicago Title, and we're talking about title insurance. Fun subject. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Cindy. How are you?
Great. So glad you're here with me today. Hey, you know, with title insurance, so many times that we come across having encumbrances on them, or, you know, problems in not having clear title. What do we need to do?
Well, that's why you always want to have your title professional working with you on a transaction, is because we do look at the commitments very carefully to make sure that if there are any problems that we are equipped to deal with them. And just for instance on that, let's say a seller, that there's been a judgment against the seller and it does attach to the house, or a lien of some sort. We work with the seller to find out, is this even our person? Because maybe it's somebody that has a similar name and it's not even them. And this happens frequently, actually. And if we do discover that it is the person, then if it's a judgment for monetary, then we contact the attorneys involved, get whatever payoffs are needed on it, and make sure that it gets paid at closing and released. That's the important thing, is that it gets released.
So there actually could be a settlement from a medical issues that they've had that they're not taking care of?
Or it could be a divorce.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
a divorce where in the divorce decree and property settlement agreement, that they agreed that one or the other would get a little more money than the other, or that the property was set out to one or the other alone. So we look at those as well. If we find out that there's a divorce involved, then we usually call for the case, so that we follow it very carefully and make sure that that gets paid out correctly too.
Sure. What about taxes in reference? Do we ever find, you know, taxes that haven't been paid in the past?
Yes. Quite frequently that happens too, where it's either county taxes, or sometimes it's even state taxes or employment taxes or sales tax, where a seller might own a small business and know that they have to pay sales tax, and maybe they didn't pay them last year. Well, that's going to show up, and we have to make sure that gets paid.
Are those things hard to get cleared up usually?
Some things are harder than others. Taxes, we have it pretty well nailed down as far as what we have to do in order to get taxes taken care of. But there are some times where it's something very quirky that's going on, and sometimes that takes a lot of time.
So it's best to get the information as early as possible.
Correct. Right.
To be able to handle getting it cleared.
And so when the realtor brings us the new contract, we immediately start the title search, so that we can be prepared, and we take a look at it as soon as those commitments come in to see if there are any problems that we need to be dealing with right away.
You know, I always tell people it's best to try to have at least a 30-day period between the time you go under contract and closing, or a little more.
Right.
Is that still helpful?
That's still, as far as we're concerned, yes, still helpful.
Yeah.
But we can speed it up when we have to.
Right, but if there's no issues, then that makes it easy.
Right.
But if we do come across something, and occasionally things happen, that's what gives us the time in order to do that. Right. So, well, terrific. Thanks for helping explaining what liens are against these properties, because, you know, that's one of those things that always is a question that we get when we're out there.
Well, it was nice to have you again.
Thank you so much. We will be back again talking about other tips on buying and selling your houses.